Let's get to a few talks at the table. A Tennessee lawmaker pushing to make the Bible the official state book. State Representative Jerry Sexton wrote a House bill that would designate the Bible to become the official state book of Tennessee. The move is getting, let's just say, mixed reviews from people across the state.
I personally oppose that decision. I believe that there should be a separation between church and state in order to enhance the betterment of everybody and to include everybody.
I do believe the Bible's the Word of God, and I do go with that 100%, but I don't think it ought to be imposed on people. If they accept it, want it, fine.
As a Christian, I mean, that's the instructions that God's given us. So, I mean, that's the best document that we know of that will be able to lay out everything for us.
Mr. St. Paul.
I don't know why we waste time writing type of bills here when people are starving and homeless.
Let's go. Let's see what the Republicans have to say.
Here's what I would say. There's a separation between church and state. If we're talking about the Christian Bible and not the Torah or the Quran, the separation of church and state says that the government cannot pick a religion. And by making the...
It's not picking a religion, just picking a book.
No, but that book is based on Christianity.
They're not saying it's going to be the rule of law in Tennessee. They're just saying this is our official
that's
law.
Picking a religion.
Why do you let him
get
away with disagreeing with everything his party stands for?
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
He's not labeled one way or the other.
He is labeled.
As we get a little closer to the election, we'll see how much he's.
You got the world's most reasonable Republican explaining the world's most unreasonable policy.
We are in the Northeast, and this is not a Republican Party adaptation. So this does not.
Two questions. Why does a state need an official book? I mean, it doesn't.
Well, have an official bird.
This is just for I love the Bible, so that they can say that.
An official.
I know.
I did the show one night about
where I asked you what the official things were. I remember.
How did he do, by the way?
What's that?
How did he do?
Brilliant. He did pretty well, actually. Yeah. But why do you need an official book? The second thing is, here's where the problem is. What Bible is it? Is it the King James Bible? Is it another Christian Bible? Is it the Old Testament Bible? Is it the Book of Mormon with a third book Bible? Is it that's the problem. Or are they just making Bibles in general? Pick your own Bible.
No, he has a text. It's the King James version of the...
is it the King James,
what
or is it...
some people call the New Testament. So God bless him. He should live and be well. Stop already. Stop with the Obamacare. Stop with the Bibles. Stop with the guns. Stop.
Obamacare, immigration,
conflating a little bit there, Richard.
Different things. I just conflated.
You did.
All right, Dominic. This week, Jon Stewart, obviously hosted a Daily Show, announced that he will be leaving the show later this year.
17 years is the longest I have ever in my life held a job by 16 years and 5 months. Thank you. The upshot there being, I am a terrible employee. But in my heart, I know it is time for someone else to have that opportunity.
The open-ended question, though, Dominic, is who? And, I remember when Craig Kilborn did the job, and then he moved for what was supposed to be great pastures in Hollywood that never materialized. People were like, who's this guy? It's not going to last. In fact, he kept his, what was that skit that he did, that he did at the end of every show, and he kept it for the first few months. Anyway, it's now become a real platform here, and it reaches the young demo. Who do you think could do the gig?
Richard Brodsky.
No, Dominic should do it.
I think that Jon Stewart worked it like none other before him, and I think Comedy Central is going to do exactly the same thing. They're going to go back and start and find somebody who's raw and good and funny, because comedy is different to different people.
But he did something different. He wasn't just funny, he was smart.
He was politically savvy.
He was not just savvy in the sense of avoiding partisan and ideological stuff.
Right.
He got it.
He was all right, and he knew how to work.
Somebody very,
he knew how to work
smart.
the politicians. He was all right.
I would say Chris Rock.
There you go. Finally, an
Chris
answer.
Rock.
But sometimes Chris Rock is not funny.
And he's not funny.
He's much funny on stand-up than he is in the movies.
Overwhelmingly political.
And he's smart.
No, he gets political
He's
now.
very smart.
You think Chris Rock would come down to that venue and do
Come
something like
down?
that?
All right.
Oh, you know how much he's banking? I mean, come on now.
Well, they said, who was the black guy that they said he had a $100 million contract before he walked away at Comedy
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. So I'm sure he's making a lot of money.
Who would I like it to be? John Oliver, if they can get him out of his contract with
See,
HBO.
that's exactly my point. I wouldn't watch John Oliver for 30 seconds. To me, he is absolutely
I've tried.
not funny.
I've tried. I
But-
can't
but-
do it for more than 15
There we
minutes.
go.
6 to 8 million Americans feel otherwise.
But
you don't count.
do you think John Oliver is funny?
Who do I
You
think
see?
it will be?
You see?
I think it's going to be co-hosts with Samantha Bee and Jason Jones. They're a married couple. They're correspondents on the air. I think they're going to elevate the two of them, and it'll be a dual anchor format. Who would I like it to be? Me.
There's an honest answer right there.
I want Dominic.
Yeah.
Comedy is very subjective.
and
It's
I'll
very
tell you,
subjective.
I'll have you on the
Everybody
show.
thinks they're funny.
I'll
Very
invite you
few
on.
people
To be
are
you.
funny,
Okay.
and they could do it. I will give him this credit. I wasn't as huge fan of some others. In fact, I think he wanted it both ways often. That he wanted to be treated as a comedian, but then he wanted to be taken seriously. And then when people held him to different standards, he didn't like it so much. But he did make a generation that seemed indifferent to a lot of stuff care about stuff that was important,
Well,
which I
Richard,
thought was very rare.
maybe
That's a great point.
you and
That's a great
Andrew can
point.
help me, and we could sit down and watch John Oliver, and you could show me or teach me what's funny about him.
I think
'Cause
some
don't
people
find,
try
I
to
don't
make
find
him
a
more
single thing
interesting
that's
than
funny
he is,
about
but
him.
I think he's
we can help you.
All right, we will be right back. Stay
Can't
with
bring
us.
Lucy back. Can
Laughing gas.